Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Beautiful day here in Kansas. It's colder than shit, and it was icy last night. I love it here. Be boring if I live someplace where it's the same all the time, and I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that. I have no clue where you live. There's a reason for everything, usually, that comes out of my mouth. Anyway, I don't remember I've done a reading for you before. I think I have, but I'm going to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. Try to describe the picture the best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you. Go, oh, I know what he's talking about. It's not exact science. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details, but he should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. It's his show. It's his ball game. So I let them do it within reason. So we're going to talk to your dad. He wants to start off with, he's kind of not mad. He's just kind of, not stern. I don't know what word I need to use for that. Kind of like, okay, I'm here. You ask if he saw you on your first date with somebody. And he's like drumming his fingers. He was watching and drumming his fingers. I don't know if this is something he used to do. Maybe you do it. Or maybe you just saw somebody doing it when you were on your date. He's like impatient. He says, better be good to my baby. If he's not, you won't believe the karma that's going to come. I don't know if they can really do that. They can do a lot of things. They can do a lot of things to help us. I don't know if they can actually give you karma, because I think that comes from further up. So he says, I'll arrange it. I'll make sure it gets arranged. I don't know if they can do that or not. I've never heard of them doing it. Karma's kind of a spiritual thing, but I didn't think it would come from your past loved ones. I don't know about that. But he says, I'm serious. And now he's laughing. He says he's not too worried about it. Oh, he's singing a song. Do you need a friend? Hang on, I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Crap, I don't know if I'm going to get it. Let's see what ALAXA has to say. Oh, I'm frustrated. She can't come up with it. This is, I think, the first time I've been stumped. I can still hear the song. To need a friend. You don't want me to sing. Need a friend. I think it's a beginning, like to a TV show or something. So it may not be an actual song. Maybe that's why she's not picking it up. My Alexa was being stupid in the kitchen this morning. Had to get her straightened out. But anyway, that's what he's referring to when he's talking about your new friend. He says it'll be cool. It'll be cool. It'll be okay. He says some will come, some will go. We will see. He says, remember the lessons that you've already learned from past relationships. Remember those lessons, but don't push them like really hard at him. Does that make sense? I know what he's meaning. Like We're not talking about like past hurts, like somebody hurt you really bad. Don't push that on him because he didn't do it. He didn't do it. But just remember some of the lessons you learned. Like maybe you learned not to fight, or maybe you learned not to talk back, or good luck. I'm going to talk back. I don't think I'll ever learn that lesson. And maybe you learn to be a little more caring, or less caring, or whatever it is. He says, remember those lessons, but don't push all the, he's calling it past pincushions off on the new one. And he says, and you're going to learn from him. You'll learn lessons. He says, just think of it that way. There's some things you're going to learn in each relationship that's going to teach you a lesson, because we're here to learn lessons. We're here on this earth to learn. Our soul wants the experience of learning. We still learn stuff up there, but for some reason we learn it faster or better, or it's like the lessons that really kick you in the ass and hurt the most, those are the ones you really learn, and those are the ones you remember, and you don't want to hurt like that again, so you don't do them again. He says you can always be a goodbye girl. So I'm assuming he means you can always walk away if it doesn't work. Don't hold the past pains of the other ones that hurt you and make it like a wall between you and this one. He says, let him do his own mistakes. Don't judge him by the others. So he's pretty, well, evidently, he's not telling you to kick him to the curb. I don't know that he's 100% approving, but I was doing a reading yesterday, and and the girl's mom said, none of them are going to be good enough for me. Never will. The mom that was up there. And I'm getting a little bit of that from him. So take that with a grain of salt. You've either heard or you're going to hear. Oh, they usually have me standing in the living room. I don't know why we're always in the living room. Like a scuffling. Not like somebody scuffling fighting, but scuffling, like somebody scuffling their feet. But he's not really showing scuffling the feet. He's just like almost like, you know, if you wear clothes that make noise, you know, like nylon or something, and also the shoes, but it's not a clear thing, just the feet. It's like movement. It's like, and he's just moving around, but it's like you're going to hear this somehow. So if you hear some weird noise, it doesn't have to be in your living room, but that's the way he's showing it right now. And it might be because that's where you just hang out and watch TV. And you know when you watch TV and you kind of zone out, you're not really watching what's on there. You're just kind of looking at it. That's probably when you'll hear it. Usually you don't hear it when you're in the same room, but he's making it look like he's going to be in the same room with you. Usually it's like in the living room, and then you walk to the kitchen, and then you hear it. They even do it to me. I would sit in my dining room, and I'd hear my refrigerator door shut, and I'm going, there's nobody here. But that never happens when I'm in the same room. I'm not sure why. So when you hear this rustling or movement or whatever it's going to be, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. Invite him in. Give him permission if you want him to come in. Sometimes they need permission. Not that they need it, but they want it. Holier than thou. Somebody around you thinks they're holier than thou. And he's not talking about this guy. It's a female. I think it's a female, that thinks they're holier than thou. And I don't think he means religiously, I think he just means ego, like cocky. Don't know how old you are, but I would say it's somebody older than you. He says they're kind of staunch. He's telling you not to let that ego energy offend you or hurt you or push you away. He says you do need to stand back away from it. You don't have to be right there in her face, whoever this is. I know people like this. I know what he's talking about. You can be in the same room, but just maybe don't have to be that close. I love you. And I'm always looking out for you. And he just seems like such a mellow, laid back, relaxed. He's talking about how when he was here, he had some deep hurt inside of him, like really deep hurt, but he kept it there. Don't know if he ever let anybody know that it was there. It was something about when he was younger. And he's afraid that he let that deep hurt of something that happened to him when he was younger come kind of between you guys, if that makes sense. Like maybe it kept him back arm's length a little more than he should have, that he wasn't as loving to you and as close, like physically close to you as he wanted to be, that this always kind of made him just kind of, what's the word? Void is not the word. Standoffish a lot sometimes. But I like to have a good laugh. But anyway, he's regretting, even though we don't have all those heavy earthly feelings when we get up there. We're cleansed. We're cleansed of all of that heavy anger, regret, all that stuff. But he is sorry that he didn't have a more personal, closer. And even if you guys were close, he doesn't feel like it was close enough. He doesn't feel like it was close like it should have been. And he's saying it's because of this thing inside of him that hurt him when he was young. I don't know exactly why it affected this relationship, but it did in his head. In his mind, it did. And he wants to apologize for that. Because I loved you with all my might, and I still do. And I pray for you. Don't know if I've ever heard one say that before. Pray that he's praying for you. He says, yes, prayer is a real thing, even for us. He says, don't ever, ever do anything out of loneliness. Don't ever, ever do anything just because you want someone there. Do it for yourself. Nobody else. Do it for yourself. Not for the other reasons. Okay, he says sometimes, like when you're sitting in your living room alone, watching TV, he's sitting there. He's sitting in the room with you. He's got one leg crossed over the other one, and his foot's moving. So I don't know if this was a habit of his when he was here, but his foot is moving. So I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. He's listening. Excuse me. He will hear you. You don't need me to talk to him. And with that, he's going to leave. I'll be watching. And he's laughing. I'm always afraid people are going to get creeped out when they hear that they can see you. But we're so different when we get on the other side and we get all this heavy crap taken off of us that we don't watch you in a creepy way or nosy way or just kind of like your guardian angel. He's walking away, but I heard him say, I got this shit. So call on him, invite him in, give him permission. You know, a lot of them are afraid to come forward because they don't want to scare you. They don't want you to think your house is haunted by a demon. Or, and I went to cleanse one house and I said, oh, I got a demon in my house. I said, no, you don't. It's Grandma. She's trying to let you know she's here. So she's kind of rattling around. Just good old Grandma. As grandmas are cool. There's my confirmation. I love it. I love my guys. My guys, my guides. I love my team. Much love to you, my dear. If you would, if you go to my Constant Connections page, there's 2 threads. And preferably don't just put it on the page. Some other people did that the other day. I'm trying to keep it in those 2 threads, like a little testimony maybe, just a little sentence or so. Like the video, like something on the page, subscribe to my YouTube, like the stuff on here. The girls are telling me there's something about the algorithm, and mine is kind of slowed down because I wasn't doing anything for a while much. So the algorithm is, I'm trying to pep it up and give it some new energy. So if you could just share a little bit of something, subscribe to YouTube. Mine. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Peace out.